just want to say the CT pool. So I'll mention this yesterday in a video to you guys. When you're earning with this money making app, sometimes you have to check. You have to come back. I'm using the free version, and I'm also basically just earning Ethereum. Before I was earning in Bitcoin, but I do change it to Ethereum. Yes, guys, because I have more Bitcoin than Ethereum. So I'm just like, you know what? Let me gather up some more Ethereum. Even though this is just like sense, but you guys, if you guys knew my channel when I just start, you guys know that I've turned cents into dollars and dollars into thousands. So like earning, you might say, I know that some people is just saying like, what is this? This isn't even something. You're looking at it at a dollar value concept and cryptocurrency. All right, just think about it like this. Let's say you have stones, right? And somebody come along and say you don't have to use stones anymore because stones is everywhere. You can use paper money, which is the dollar. But we have to print dollar before you get dollar. So dollar is more valuable than stones because everyone have stones. Like why would it be valuable if it's so like 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 plentiful, right? So it's the same thing. If you're thinking in a way where, all right, let me tell you like what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we're looking at a asset because all along from we're growing up, we have asset, and in order for us to have like value, we need to sell our asset to get cash, then use that cash as value. For me, I'm thinking with cryptocurrency to just use the cryptocurrency as the value. So even though you may say, oh, this is just 2 cents or this is just 3 cents, I'm not looking at it like that. I'm looking at it as Ethereum is the value. I don't have to sell it. It is the value. I don't have to sell it. Like that's how I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it like I don't have to sell this. If I want something and I need to give value, I give Ethereum and I get what I want. I don't know if you guys are understand because the dollar now is being printed. It is too much. You know, I was watching a video about this guy and he was saying that he and his family buried some money. I don't know if you guys seen this video on YouTube, but he was saying like we buried some money in the yard, and when we buried the money in the yard, when we dig it up, like some of the money was like it was just weren't good. And he was saying like let's say he 100% of the money. He was saying like we only could recover like 70%, like 30% was just like no good. We can't use it. It was dirty, muddy, and stuff like that. And I was just looking at this guy like, why would you do that? Don't you know that if water touch money, it will tear, it will rip, it will rot? But that's what happened. Let's say you have cash, right? I was watching this movie too. I watched a lot of movie guys. And in the movie there was this girl, right? She died very, very young. She died when she was a teenager. But in the movie, they thought that she had three friends, a girl and two boys when she was younger. They were like best friends, right? And they were saying that one of the friend killed her in the movie. They didn't know. It was like in a small town, and they were saying that, oh, this guy killed. They weren't saying that he did it, but they were saying that they were lying because they were somewhere where they shouldn't be. So in order for them, like all the friends were supposed to meet somewhere, they didn't meet there, so they decided to lie. So because they decided to lie, none of them really know who is so where no one is talking where they were, no one is talking, but the girl died. But in the end, the girl father killed her because her mom left and the father was just taking out of stress and then he drowned her. But she left like money because she was gonna run away and her father catch her and drown her in a river. And she was gonna run away, guys, and she put some money in her purse. And afterwards they grow up like 40 years later because they were teenagers, and now the guy come back, no, not 40, 30 years later, because the guy was about 40 something. And so he went away 30 years later and he come back for the funeral of one of the friend too. The little girl, she died young, and there were three friends leave. So the guy went away from the community. Then he came back because one of the other boy had died. So now he lived and another girl leave. Both of them went to the funeral, right? And time has passed, 30 years later. So the girl put some money in her purse because she want to run away. And I don't know how they do this in the movie, but they did it well. So the girl hid her bag, and the guy that come back after a couple of years, he found her bag. And when I know this is like a channel for money making apps, but I want to share with you guys the concept of don't think of the asset as a asset, think of it as the value. So the girl leave her bag, and over some years, 30 years, it's a long time. She have some money. And when he opened her purse, right, he found a bag. And when he opened her purse, the money was so old, different color. Like, back in the days, we had money with different color, like red, blue. We have it now, but money look different now than back then. And I don't know where these guys find in the movie find the money, but the money, just looking at the money was, we don't use those money anymore. The money was hold and it was wrapped up. Like, let's say she have like in our money now, they say she was have like $40, like $220, right? And she wrapped it up and she put a plastic elastic over it, and the money just looked like it was there for 30 years. It literally looked like it was there for 30 years. And in my mind, I'm thinking like, this has no use. The guy just take the money and just look at it because it has no use. I know that if someone had found it then, they were like, oh, I found $40. I could go and buy like a Walkman. I could go and buy like a shoes. But that money just has no use. And it's the same thing. This may be around 2 cents if I'm looking at the dollar value in Ethereum. But the cents has no the dollar value, it has no value. The value is Ethereum itself. You don't have to exchange it for nothing. So that's why you're saying, that's why someone watching my video, they might say, oh, 2 cents, like what is 2 cents? Is 2 cents something? Because you're looking at it as a dollar value. You have to look at the asset as the value. So no longer you'll have to, I know a lot of people, even me too, I trade, right? But I trade a small, I said this before, I don't even trade zero point 0.0. I trade like 0.3% of my portfolio. That's how small. I trade with $5, and that you guys know how I trade, right? You see a small percentage of my portfolio because I now found the asset that I need that has the value. Why would I exchange it for money? It doesn't make sense. And that's what you have to understand when earning with free money making apps. When you're in this asset, this new asset class, the asset is the value. You don't have to exchange it for cash anymore. You can just use it. Let's say you want to give someone something, give them Ethereum, give them Bitcoin, Satoshis, give them Litecoin. You don't have to put it in dollar anymore to give them. I don't know if you're understanding. And I just want you guys to understand this concept. If you understand this concept, you'll know that you don't have to sell. I know a lot of people say, oh, when you're going to take profit, when you're going to sell. You don't have to sell. The value is the asset. The asset is already the value. You can just give the value, the asset. So I hope you guys understand. So guys, I will have to put this video in a part 2 because I don't have enough space to give you this full video. But just want to say guys, before I go, always remember, never forget, keep smiling and keep shining and continue to just stack stashoshis. Stashoshi is going to be very valuable, guys, in life because it is already the value. It is already the asset. You don't have to change it. You don't have to sell it back to nothing. You can just use it as it is. Bye, guys.